Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Wentao. I'm from the Faculty of Science and Technology. Today, I'm very excited to talk about one of the most transformative forces nowadays in technology, the generative AI. So for the generative AI, it's a very important tool nowadays. And in the next few minutes, I'm inviting you to join me on a short journey entitled How Generative AI Shapes Our Future. We'll explore three pillars. First, the impact generative AI already has, the potential it unlocks, and also the responsibilities it places on every one of us. Now let's dive in. So what exactly is generative AI? At its core, it's a type of artificial intelligence that doesn't just analyze data, it creates. It learns patterns from huge amount of information and then uses those patterns to generate entirely new content, such as the text, images, music, and even molecular structures. Unlike traditional software, which follows predetermined rules, these AI models can create new outputs that appear strikingly authentic. So the magic here lies in the model, how to find and replicate the patterns in the data. However, it's not just about replication. It can combine and reinterpret the patterns in ways that even can surprise its creators. So to understand the capabilities of generative AI today, let's take a quick journey back in time. AI started with rule-based systems, such as simple hard-coded statements. However, these quickly showed the limitations in the complexities of the real-world data. The next leap came with deep learning. Thanks to the availability of big data and powerful GPUs, neural networks capable of learning from massive data sets that paved the way for the groundbreaking architectures nowadays, such as diffusion models, large language models like ChatGPT or DeepSeek. These architectures essentially use the deep neural networks or the attention mechanism in order to create the outputs that feel convincingly human. So it's from these evolutions that the generative AI, as we know, it has emerged. Now the question is, how does it all work? I think there are four key principles behind the generative AI. First, generative AI relies heavily on vast amount of data, whether it's text, images, or another form of information. These data sets enable models to learn patterns and structures. Secondly, architectures like transformers and diffusion models are the computational blueprints that will guide how the AI learns and generates new materials. Another crucial part of AI's success is its iteration. It is often involved with real or simulated feedback. And finally, the human-in-the-loop system. This system ensures a human can correct and guide the AI outputs. So we can think of generative AI not as a genius oracle, but as a powerful intern. This intern can draft, can explore, or can extend. However, it also needs the correct direction. Now let's look at some real-world impact. Let's start with healthcare. In healthcare, generative AI is making significant progress. Personalized medicine, for instance, uses AI to sift through patient data, such as genetic profiles, clinical histories, and so on, in order to predict the best treatments. This can lead to faster and more effective patient care. Another significant progress in AI is the AI-driven drug discovery, where generative models can propose new molecular structures that can reduce the time taken to bring a life-saving drug into the market. And moreover, in medical imaging, AI can augment scans and help the radiologists to spot abnormal behaviors earlier. This is actually particularly impactful in remote areas or in the overstretched healthcare system that will ultimately save a lot of lives. As we know, our planet is actually facing a climate emergency, and we need every tool at our disposal. So generative AI now becomes one of the most important allies in this fight. It can improve our ability to forecast weather patterns, to synthesize missing or noisy data, and also can simulate the intervention strategies to combat the climate change. For instance, if we want to simulate the impact of planting like 1 billion trees in Amazon, so AI models can generate environmental outcomes under different assumptions. This is very helpful. It will help our scientists to explore these what-if scenarios, not just understanding the climate, but actively reshaping more sustainable futures for us. Now let's step into an entirely different domain, the arts. Generative AI actually is redefining what it means to be an artist. We have already seen many breathtaking AI generative paintings, novel designs, and musical compositions. Some artists, they embrace these tools as collaborators, augmenting their creative process and exploring styles or techniques they may not have otherwise considered. So AI is not the one that steals the brush from the artist, but it helps the artist to paint with new colors that they may never have imagined before. So this brings us several fascinating questions, such as, where does human creativity end? And where does machine-generated creativity begin? And also, do we value AI-assisted art as much as purely human-made pieces? As we know, with great power often comes with great responsibility. Generative AI can produce profound societal benefits, but it can also perpetuate biases in the training data. So if the data is unrepresentative or skewed, the AI's output may reflect and reinforce this bias. So if the data here is not very good, we are going to face some problems. And another critical concern is the creation of deepfakes and other forms of misinformation that can erode actually the trust in media and in different institutions. Because of those challenges, transparent governance and ethical frameworks are very essential. This includes auditing AI systems for bias, building interpretable models, and fostering global collaboration on AI regulations. So we must combine both the progress and the prudence, ensuring that the knowledge is inclusive, secure, and most importantly, aligns with human values. So generative AI doesn't just imitate human creativity, it can also enhance it. Let's imagine an artist brainstorming concepts for painting. So assisted by AI that can provide different color suggestions or different new perspectives. Or there is a team of researchers who use AI-generated hypotheses to test scientific theories. This can be done more efficiently. This kind of co-creation model will speed up our innovation. This will help us ideate faster, build prototypes more quickly, and discover solutions that we may otherwise overlook. And ultimately, AI becomes an extension now of our creative process rather than a replacement for it. So this may lead us into a future where human imagination and machine intelligence may work seamlessly together. So given the great potential of generative AI, responsibility lies on multiple shoulders, such as researchers like us, corporations, policymakers, and end users. So we need ethical frameworks that can encourage responsible use and fairness, protecting against bias or misuse. Therefore, regulation must be made transparent, and this involves the collaboration between the tech industry, governments, and as well as civil society, in order to ensure that no single identity can control the direction of such a powerful technology. Lastly, AI literacy is also very important. An informed public can better understand both benefits and pitfalls, making wiser decisions about deploying and interacting with AI tools. I think right now, the most important question is not how we control the AI. I think the question should be, can we align it with our values before it scales beyond them? So generative AI is a powerful tool that can be harnessed for tremendous good or manipulated for harm. Now we are in an era of balancing both promise and peril, where we celebrate the groundbreaking innovations, but we should also remain vigilant about misuses. It's crucial to remember that AI should be a partner, not a replacement for human creativity, judgment, and empathy. As the technology evolves, so must our ethical frameworks, social norms, or even our legal systems. Actually, the journey is ongoing, and each one of us here has a role to play, whether as the creator, the user, the policymaker, or just simply as the informed citizen. So generative AI is not just a new trend, actually. It's a transformative force in nearly every field right now. Its ability to generate novel solutions, drive creativity, and reveal hidden insights is changing how we think, how we create, how we solve the problems. Yet, with great power, there comes great responsibility. So we must navigate ethical dilemmas. We must also guard against misinformation, ensure that our data and algorithms are used responsibly. So the future of AI isn't just about what machines can do. It's also about who we are and what values we choose to upload. So in closing, generative AI is shaping our future. Now the question is, will we shape it back? This is actually our opportunity, not just to witness the future, but to design it together. Thank you.